Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance, and today we're diving into something that shook the community, something many players are talking about, and something others haven't even noticed yet. Iris. Her damage. And the question everyone keeps whispering, is she bugged? Over the last weeks, Guardians have been posting battles showing Iris deleting heroes she was never supposed to kill, including sometimes Octavia, one of the strongest dodge-based defenders in the entire game. Suddenly Iris is punching through defenses, doing more damage than ever, and turning fights upside down after her rework. So naturally, the community wants answers. Did Nexters break something? Is Iris secretly overtuned? Is she bugged? Or is there another explanation behind these insane numbers? Well, here's the twist. Yes, Iris became far more lethal after her rework. She hits harder, faster, cleaner, and her kit now scales in ways most players weren't prepared for. But no. She is not bugged. Her damage is not a glitch. What we are seeing is the natural result of how her new mechanics interact with real battle conditions. So, Guardians. Let's dive in and explain exactly why Iris is suddenly sometimes she deletes Octavia, punishing frontline tanks, and surprising even veteran players. And by the end of this, you'll understand the real reason her bugged damage exists, and why it's not a bug at all. To really understand where this bugged damage idea comes from, we first need to stop, slow down, and look carefully at just one skill, Inner Fire. Because hidden inside this description is the real reason Iris suddenly feels so explosive after her rework. Inner Fire says it deals damage for every Inner Fire charge, and that's the first key. This is not a simple one-hit, one-number skill. It's a stacking system. Each time a debuff is applied to an enemy, Iris doesn't just smile and watch, she burns them and adds an Inner Fire charge on that target. That charge deals damage every second while the debuff is active. So if you see 8,786 damage, 5% magic attack plus 2,400 per second for every Inner Fire charge, that really means, each charge has its own damage per second, and multiple charges stack on top of each other. Then comes the second line, the one that really scares people when they see the numbers on the battle log. Inner Fire also deals 17,572 damage, 10% magic attack plus 4,800, for every Inner Fire charge gained from an Eternity hero's skill. So when the debuff is applied by an Eternity hero, the charge doesn't just tick, it also triggers a separate burst of damage. And again, that's per charge, not total. One Eternity debuff, one burst. Several Eternity debuffs, several bursts. The full description ties everything together. Whenever any debuff is applied to an enemy, Iris burns them with an Inner Fire charge that deals damage per second as long as that debuff remains. If the debuff comes from an Eternity hero, that charge's damage doubles. So we have three layers working at once. First, each debuff creates a charge. Second, those charges tick every second. Third, Eternity heroes make those charges hit much harder and add the extra burst line of damage per charge. And there is one last important line most people read too fast: a target cannot have more than 5 Inner Fire charges at the same time. That means Iris is constantly trying to push every enemy up to this 5 charge cap and keep them there while debuffs are active. When you reach that limit, you're not looking at one number on the skill anymore, you're looking at up to 5 separate damage sources ticking, plus the doubled effect from Eternity debuffs, plus the burst component tied to each Eternity charge. When players see Iris shredding teams, it often looks like a single crazy hit came out of nowhere. In reality, it's Inner Fire doing exactly what the description says, stacking multiple charges, ticking every second, doubling when Eternity heroes are involved, and multiplying its damage by the number of debuffs on the target. It's not one bugged hit, it's several legitimate hits happening at the same time. And this is exactly where the problem begins, and remember, we're not even talking about the relic yet, the one that increases the inner fire charge limit from 5 all the way up to 10. Even without relics, players already think Iris is bugged, and the reason is simple: inner fire keeps dealing damage even after Iris is dead. If you slow down a battle and look closely, you can literally see it. Iris gets deleted, she's gone, removed from the field, and yet enemies continue burning, taking hit after hit, second after second. To many players, that feels impossible. How can a hero who's dead still be doing damage? Is this a glitch? Is she bugged? It looks impressive. But it also looks wrong. So naturally, everyone jumps to the same conclusion: this has to be a bug. But Guardians, it isn't. And here at Olympus Alliance, we don't assume, we investigate. We test, and test again, until the mechanics reveal the truth. And the answer, once you understand it, is extremely simple. Inner fire remains active as long as the target still has debuffs. Remember, Iris creates inner fire charges when debuffs are applied, and many teams, especially Eternity teams, apply debuffs constantly. Every curse, every burn, every reduction keeps refreshing the duration of those debuffs. Iris rapidly pushes enemies to the inner fire charge limit, and once those charges exist, they burn independently from Iris herself. So when Iris dies, the charges do not disappear. They stay alive on the enemy because the debuffs causing them are still present. They keep ticking because the debuffs never fall off. As long as your allies keep applying debuffs, inner fire continues burning, even if Iris is already out of the match. That's the real mechanic. Inner fire does not belong to Iris after it is applied. It belongs to the enemy who is debuffed. Once the charge is there, it will burn until the debuff expires. The target cleanses it. Or no new debuffs refresh the duration. And when there are no debuffs after Iris dies, inner fire instantly fades. Just like we tested. Just like the mechanics say it should. So no, Guardians, Iris is not bugged. She is working exactly as the developers built her, and the numbers are exactly what the formula predicts. The damage continues because the effect is tied to debuffs, not Iris's presence. This is why sometimes she looks insane, and other times, when no debuffs exist, everything stops the moment she dies. Numbers don't lie, mechanics don't lie, and after all our testing, the truth is right in front of our eyes. Iris isn't bugged, Iris is just finally understood. So Guardians, the mystery is solved. Iris isn't broken, she isn't secretly bugged, and she isn't doing anything outside the rules of the game. She is doing exactly what her rework designed her to do: punish debuffed enemies, multiply pressure through inner fire, and keep burning as long as your team keeps applying effects. What looked like chaos is actually pure mechanics, working perfectly in the background. And that's why we always say it here at Olympus Alliance. Don't trust assumptions. Trust the numbers. Trust the tests. Trust the battlefield. When we dig deep, the truth always reveals itself, and today, we exposed one of the biggest misconceptions in the community. If you enjoyed this breakdown, if it helped you understand Iris on a whole new level, then join us. Like the video, subscribe, ring that bell, and stay with the Guardians who never stop learning. Stay tuned. Stay sharp. And as always, salute and friendship.